The VeeamON event is definitely one of our flagship events, and it's good to be able to take this across the APJ region, right? And if you look into SAARC, we're doing this in 3 of the major cities, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Delhi, and very fortunate to be here live in Delhi. I mean, the great part about being in this job is you get to see the different regions. I mean, it has its own very peculiar nuances, and they also maturity cycles, right? Different states, different regions, different maturity adoption in terms of technology. But SAARC is definitely one that for Veeam and with Sandy's leadership and his team, this is a rocket ship. We've been growing phenomenally in this region, and it's really backed by not just an awesome team, but the whole entire ecosystem, right? With our partner engagement, our VCSP, and the cloud adoption. And our partnership also with Microsoft is definitely driving a lot of this phenomenal growth. I mean, each region probably has its own nuances and challenges, but since I'm in India, this is definitely, like I said earlier, a rocket ship, because the economy and the growth that is happening in here, and especially with the cloud adoption, it's just fueling the growth, right? Our VDC, our Cloud Vault, witnesses one of the fastest growing product segment in all of APJ. The reality is every business, every organization have to stick to a budget, right? There's always competing resources in terms of opportunities and projects. I think where the balance come in is really understanding, because from a data resilience, you need to make sure as more and more businesses digitize their assets. I always equate this, right? Business resilience is almost now equal to data resilience. And when you put that context and look through that lens, you need to make sure that your data is always available in any particular platform, any particular technology, and data resilience become core. It's not just at the C-level, but also at a board level. And through our partnership with a lot of the hyperscalers that's out there, it also gives customers and partners the choice to then move from a traditionally very heavy CapEx model to an OpEx model, where you can spread your costs and do a lot more of this initiative and adopt a lot more of this initiative at a much faster pace. I think it's a combination of where CIOs and CXOs decide how to then scale. It's about how quickly you can turn on a service and reach the market that you desire, right? A combination of definitely on-prem and also SaaS platforms. As more and more of this SaaS platform get adopted, your time to market is definitely going to be faster. One of the things that we see is also organization leveraging AI, but people have to start thinking about the platform as more and more assets get put on microservices and containers. The holistic approach of protecting that infrastructure needs to be addressed, right? And if you look into AI today, the de facto platform is actually microservices and containers. And that is one platform that I think a lot of us are not looking into the holistic protection, which is why Veeam through our Kasten is definitely a product that you must look into. I think reference selling is definitely one of those that is probably easiest. Especially we sell 100% through our partners, and verticalization, right? As we win more and more customers in India, it's going to be a great reference cases for other regions to then look at it and say, learn from it also, and then from there we can scale, right? Because this is where cross-learning and case studies and verticalization of how a particular vertical, be it a government, a healthcare, an FSI, will be able to then look at India, because what India brings and what the customers and the do here is they have scale. Like the India economy and the Indian customer have a lot more workloads, a lot more users, and the complexity that comes out of it is definitely going to be a learning point for the rest of the region. I think one is the candid sharing, right? It is always in this type of events that I always encourage people, customers and partners to talk to each other, because they trade stories. There's of course a lot of learnings that you can listen to a lot of the presenters here, take away a lot of that institutional knowledge, but I think it's through the candid sharing of how it gets deployed and what failures and what lesson learned is going to be the invaluable takeaways for enterprises and customers that attend these events.